Hey, um, this is my third time recording because I really didn't know what I was gonna do. I wish I could be a very cool artist person who has actual topics that they talk about when they're making their speed paints, but I don't do that because I suck. Um, I also am trying so hard to sleep, not just tonight, just in general. Um, and it's a very precarious situation because if I don't take any sleep medication, I'm gonna pass out at 4 a.m. when I have to wake up at 5. And if I do take sleep medication, I'm still gonna pass out at 4 a.m. But then that sleep medication does not run through my entire system all the way, and I am going to pass out at 2 p.m. in the middle of work. And I take two different kinds of sleep medications anyways. One is just your normal standard melatonin, and the other is straight up prescription strength at mid-level dosage, and sometimes I take two at once, and that messes me up, bro. Um, so right now we're on a melatonin night, and it's still not kicking in. So we'll see what happens. I originally planned on making some vague video essay, um, probably just talking about how Demon Slayer are good despite the story being mid, or I could just talk about Tumblr sexy men because I've been thinking about them a lot and they haunt me. But I have no patience to research either topic in depth, so this is just going to be my therapy session because my therapist ain't gonna get back to me until 3 weeks. So far, I've been doing better. Not the best, but better. I've been feeling very low, I guess. And last month, I would say, um, just generally feeling not worthless and not entirely unreal. If I could put it into words, is it that in some situations I do feel like a real human being, but only when I surround myself with multiple people. When I am just by myself, I feel like I don't necessarily exist. I know that I'm a physical person, but I feel like anything that comes out of my mouth, anything that I produce, um, anything that I even think about has no actual point to it because there's nobody to take it in or there's nobody to validate it for me. That was a really hard couple of days of having to go through those motions. Not necessarily enough to spiral me down to, super hell depression, but, just generally feeling kind of down because of that. Because, like I said, I genuinely feel like a real person when I'm surrounded by people. But because I only feel that real, I constantly want to surround myself with people. But sometimes people don't want to be constantly surrounded by me. And that's really hard to deal with, especially because I get that people have their limits, especially with a person like me. But this is kind of my one coping mechanism to really feel not alive per se, but to feel like I'm living, I guess. But it's gotten better. I think I actually really don't know. It's only kind of warped because I also have severe codependency issues, and the person that I am codependent on came back to my life. Not to say that that's a bad thing, because they're genuinely the best person I know, and I would literally give up anything for them. But it's like that second that they leave again, I'm kind of back to being lost. And I don't know, man. I feel like I started this off saying that I was feeling better, but now it sounds really fucking sad. Um, I don't know. I really don't. I want to say it's getting better, but it's only mainly because of that one factor. Um, there's also just that general feeling of not being kind of wanted all around, not in just like a you're very annoying, please leave me alone, but also just like, I feel, sometimes I just feel kind of gross looking, that um, I don't necessarily feel wanted by anybody, or the people who do want me just kind of suck because they're bummy as fuck. But I don't know. I'm trying to just cope, and I want to say I'm doing a better job at it. I'm definitely being more aware about it, but um, I guess I'm just trying to find solace in things that make me happy, but just make me genuinely happy for myself, and not because it makes other people happy with me. And that's still pretty fucking hard. Like, once I find something that I enjoy, I always want to share it with other people. But once I share it with other people, it immediately becomes a connection to that person. But if I say I have a falling out with that person, it's really, really hard to find comfort in the original thing that I loved for myself. I don't know where these thoughts are kind of leading to, honestly. Sometimes my therapist kind of sucks. I literally left work, like, in the middle of my shift to try to get a 30-minute appointment with her, and she goddamn dipped. And she didn't say a thing when, like, they literally brute forced me into the schedule, like, the day after, because they're just like, ugh, girl, you're mentally ill. I love her, but man, her scheduling kind of sucks sometimes. Um, I don't know. Just, I guess I'll just try to, not necessarily, like, I'm already very self-aware, but it's just like trying to push the self-awareness into actual, like, action, I guess. Um, actually try to cope. Not cope, but, try to find some sort of peace when I'm actually alone, and not find peace being surrounded by others, or being surrounded by impulse buys, or just being surrounded by doing very stupid and dangerous activities. Um, because, I don't know, sometimes those are the only things that genuinely make me feel like I'm actually worth keeping around here when I'm doing something stupid, or if I'm doing something to entertain other people, or if I buy something to just give me that, like, very brief moment of serotonin. Um, I don't know, I'm trying. I really am. I'm just gonna play lo-fi until this video ends.